Hi there, I'm Amanda Cromhote from Truth. Welcome to the Blind Loyalty Challenge. We interview world experts in loyalty blindly. We're hoping to create insight, spontaneity, and a lot of fun through the challenge. The challenge is about promoting the blind loyalty trust, and my book called Blind Loyalty, 101 Loyalty Concepts Radically Simplified. All profits from the book go towards the trust. We hope you enjoy the Blind Loyalty Challenge. So when I can do a blind loyalty challenge with a friend in the industry, it's always a bonus. So today I'm welcoming Dharmesh Bhana to Blind Loyalty Challenge. Dharmesh is the Executive of Loyalty and Rewards at Nedbank in South Africa. Dharmesh, welcome to the Blind Loyalty Challenge.
Hi, Amanda. Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's always good to have a conversation with you. So thanks for having me on your show. Yeah.
And when you said yes, I was so excited because I've seen you in front of the camera and I've seen you on the stage and you're just fabulous. So no pressure whatsoever.
You're being too kind. You're being too kind. Thank you.
I'm just warming you up nicely. Okay. So actually, Dharmesh, I quote you in the Blind Loyalty book in chapter 23 about partnerships, because Nedbank has a very sophisticated network of partnerships and you've managed all of that. So outside of retail banking, outside of your own space, what is your personal favorite loyalty partnership?
Sure, that's a tough one. My personal favorite loyalty partnership. Gosh, I can't talk about some of my competitors, but I got to say there's one of the companies that have this partnership with Vida. I can talk about Vida, and I think that's a really fabulous partnership that they've got. So that's one of my favorites, I'd say, because I think people get to use that all the time, right? I mean, who doesn't love coffee? And so I think that's a really cool. It's a way of showing that there's a partnership. It doesn't have to be a huge benefit, but it's a benefit that's sort of practical, and people use that all the time. So I think that's one that I'd really sort of point out. As one that's sort of practical and simplistic, and it seems to work.
Exactly. And who doesn't need a good caffeine shot every day, every hour of every day?
It's too much. It's too much. Maybe two or three, Amanda. Maybe 2 or 3 a day. Hey?
Yeah, we'll start easy. Okay. Okay, my second question, Dharmesh, and I've heard you on stage talking about this, so you've had not a pre-warning from me, but I know you know this. But what would you say is your favorite loyalty KPI?
Look, I've always talked about this earn to burn sort of ratio, and getting customers more engaged in the program. I think this idea of, using breakage to make programs profitable, is really a thing of the past. You have to have programs where people are engaged. So that would most certainly still be one of my favorite sort of metrics around, are customers engaging? Are the number of people engaging? And what are they actually engaging on? So this whole concept of engagement is a really key part for me of our program. But I'm sure I think that's probably something that most loyalty professionals are looking at in any event. Yeah.
Yeah, lovely. Of course, Flip. I can't even spell breakage anymore, so let's hope the industry says the same. And then my question number 3, chapter 64 talks about gamification. So from your own experience or professional experience, what's a really great example of gamification, loyalty gamification?
Yeah, I mean, again, I'll talk about our program and on Greenbacks, we've actually changed the whole program now, and there's this new CX that we've created. And it's actually in the way in which that renders, right? Because, I think people's bandwidths are stretched so thin at the moment with, WhatsApp, Teams calls, Zoom, emails, Instagram, Facebook. And so this sort of competition for attention is one that you almost don't want to play in, right? So how do you design, or how do you have CX, whether it's on mobile or web, because that's where customers are, that is so intuitive that they don't even have to use the bandwidth to think about it, right? So it's not even a sort of gamification thing, but in a way, it's almost rendering stuff that makes it really easy for customers to get through it. So for me, that is more, I think, probably what works. And then these little things around a competition, do this, do that, and stand a chance, spin this, stand a chance to win. Those things always work on loyalty programs. So those sort of tactics, I think, are good ones. But I think the bigger thing for me right now is how do you actually render stuff to limit the bandwidth, so customers don't have to think so much about it, but they can clearly see this is what I got to do to get to the next level or the tier or whatever you want to call it. And this is how I do it. So I think
Yeah.
those are some of the key things from my perspective, Amanda.
Yeah, for sure. I almost feel like the word gamification needs to be burnt away. And we actually talk about exactly that. Like, how do you make it easier just for customers? And that's through, I guess, this gamified world. But okay, awesome. As always, you cruise through it. So who would you like to tag? Who would you like to tag to take the challenge next?
I'd love to actually tag one of my friends, Matebogo from Vodacom. I think she'd be a good candidate for you to sort of challenge. So yeah, that's who I'd tag, Amanda.
Awesome. Lovely. Well, we have a mutual friend in Matabojo Malope from Vodacom, so I'm sure she'll say yes, and I can't wait
Awesome.
to chat to her. But thanks, Dharmesh. You're awesome.
Thanks for having me, Amanda. Cheers.